Shut up, Tank. Hello YouTube, and today we're doing a spring change on a Mark 5 or 6. It's a 2007 Golf. It's been a pain in the arse this morning doing the other side, and I haven't had anybody to be able to do no filming for me, so just been waiting for my son to get home. He's just here now. We're gonna crack on. So first things first, there's a jacking point. There's a little arrow on the sill there. Get your jack under that. Don't get it lifted all the way off, because we want to pry this off and get your wheel nuts cracked off first. They're 17mm, and you're going to need your locking wheel nut. Then we're going to get an axle stand, and we're going to get it all jacked up properly. So let me get sorted out, and then we'll bring you back. Okay, so once you've got your car sufficiently propped, I did have an axle stand, but it won't fit, so I've used a car ramp and I've used a bit of wood to spread the weight out. Don't copy what I do, use an axle stand. I couldn't find a smaller one. Right, so we need to change this spring. Broken. The easiest way to do this is to remove the entire leg, brake disc, hub, the lot. There's a couple of free bolts up there we need to do. I'll show you in a minute. And then we've got a few down here. First we'll start off with steering arm. That needs cleaning up because it's, as you see, rusty to crap. Then there's some ball joint bolts, excuse me, on the bottom here, because I don't fancy trying to attack that ball joint bolt there. So we'll undo these three here, they're 17mm, and that'll come off easy enough. That's a 27mm. You're gonna need somebody to stand on the brakes, or if you've got yourself a Chinesium windy gun, you'll crack it off, no worries. The brake caliper bolts, you want to take the entire caliper off, not just that, you want the caliper mounting thing and all. There's two. There's another one down here somewhere. Yes, they're 21mm. And we've got a 10mm here that is crusty. Somewhere around here, we've also got our ABS connector, the for a sensor. We're going to have to disconnect that as well. That was a pain in the balls on the other side. So be prepared for a bit of a fiddle. It's going to be stiff. I'm going to get started. And I'm going to get John to come. Oh yeah, I forgot. Anti-roll bar drop link, that needs to come off too. That was a pain in the arse on the other side as well. But hopefully I've learned a few lessons to get through this side a bit smoother. So my son should be ready now to do some filming. I think we're going to start with truck rod end. Sounds good. Okay, this one's a 19mm. If you don't get it out of here in the first place, then it makes it easier to wind it off. Otherwise this bit starts spinning. If that bit starts spinning on you, what you're going to have to do is use a ratchet spanner and an Allen key in there to get it off, which is a pain in the arse. If you do it like I just said, you can whip it off quick with your Chinesium windy gun and no drama. And all we need to do is give it a tap here. Right, we need to be whacking this knuckle here to release this here, but this one's not as easy as it was on the other side, so let's see how we go. There you go, one release drop link, and it seems like there's a lot of oil there. Well, it's actually grease, I think. Tells me he's got a split in his CV boot there, so I'll have to let him know of that when we're done. Disconnect this ABS sensor. Yeah, that's heavy. Then we've got a 10mm bolt here, which needs to come off because it's got a bracket that holds the wire in. And the brake pipe on, but this one doesn't want to come off. it'll turn the socket out. It seems I don't. Let's see if we can get this ratchet spanner back on again. No, that's just slipping. Right, that's a shame, but I came prepared with the mole grips. So, as you see, I had a lot of trouble on the other side with stuff being stuck or rounded off or just plain not wanting to come out. So I'm more prepared for this side. I'm getting these nice and tight because we don't want it to slip. Just like that. That does not want to come out of there. There we go. We got that to turn. Let's see if we can get it done now. A little bit of persistence goes a long way. Right, we'll bring you back on to the next piece. Since we've undone all that now, we're going to try and get this brake caliper off, and we're going to carefully move it around and stick it around here out of the way without stretching our knees too much. Helps if you do it the right way. Nope, she's tight. Well, in that case, the big bar is your friend. Bloody neighbours. There's one. And that's two tricks off. We'll wind them out quick with this. Nice. If he does that to you, just wind it back in a little bit and then whack it off. And then I'll wind the bolt back up. Little tip for you. Now a little pry bar. Carefully remove this caliper and its mount on the disc. Yeah, I've opened the brake fluid reservoir ready for compressing this piston bit. Put it back together again. I'm going to carefully position that round the back there. It fits nicely on the wishbone and on the jack rod end, and it don't pull anything all funny, which is nice. Right, next thing, we're going to tackle this, and I've already wire brushed it And we got the same issue here again with the steering arm. The drop link is going to want to spin. If we're lucky, it'll crack straight off with one go with the right socket on. But what's probably going to happen is it's going to get to a certain point, and then we're going to have to try and do it with the Allen key, which will sort of be good because then I can show you how to do it. Well, that wasn't supposed to move like that, but never mind. Right, now we have an issue here, and it's a height problem. So what I'm going to need to do is get Jack and jack it up. So I'll bring you back when I'm ready. As you see from the wishbone now, I pushed up with another jack, which has taken slack off that. Now we should be able to wind it off. Love the Jopley. Sweet. Right, to get this ball joint off, it's easy to take these bolts off the bottom out. And there's 3 of them. And now 17mm. Now if you're lucky enough to be able to get it high enough to get your windy gun under it, congratulations. If you're lucky enough to have an electric ratchet, congratulations. Sadly I do not, so this is going to take a while. So you see the gist of it. We want these off. We'll bring you back when they're done. Right, for this you would have wanted a friend to stand on the brakes if you didn't have anything like this, but I've already took all that off, plus this should crack it off all right anyway, so there shouldn't be no issues. This is 27mm. It's a bit more of an issue than I expected, but it cracked it off. Yeah. And then we use like a brass rod, so then we don't damage anything. And a big mirror, we want to just get that drive shaft moving before we pop out the bottom there. Now, before we pop out the bottom there, we're going to go to the top and undo the top bolts there. So we'll bring you back when I'm up there. Right, to gain access to these, you pull this rubber seal off here and you want to get under here. To do it properly, you want to take off the wiper arms, blah 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 blah. But you get a socket and a ratchet, and these are 13mm. And these 3 are what holds the shocker in the top here. Do not touch this bolt in the middle. We'll worry about that in a minute. That's the dangerous one. So just these 3. So once these are out, we'll bring you back below and show you where we go next. Alright, you can take a little pry bar or a great big screwdriver, whatever you're using, and you're going to stick that between the ball joint where we've just undone them bolts and the bottom arm. And we're going to pop that down. We're going to slowly pull it. Not pull that forward like that, because we don't want to pull it out of the gearbox, so it's good that I did that. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use the bronze drift, and we're going to the drive shaft out the back. And we're going to carefully move all this without getting our fingers trapped in there and squashed by this leg, which is now free, and it's going to come down. So this is very graceful. And there you go. One leg, hub, etc. removed. Now I'm going to move over into the shade and I'll show you the next step. Right, once you've got this leg on the floor, we need to use some spring clamps to compress the spring before I undo this def bolt here. If you don't, you're going to get that in your face. Now there are plenty of videos showing you dangerous brown ways of doing it. I don't suggest you take any risks. I myself don't take any risks. Slowly, softly catch your monkey, steady each side, count, say 10 goes that side, then 10 goes this side, 10 goes that side, 10 goes this side, and try and keep them evenly spaced like that, half and half around, so you don't die. Now, that one's already undone. We need 21 and the windy gun, and we'll see if we can crack this straight off, or if we're going to have to get an Allen key and swan neck spanner. Yes, we're going to have to get a swan neck spanner. So let me go get some tools and I'll be back. Right, you want swan neck spanner like this, look, because then it fits into that groove like that, lovely. And then you want a 7mm, I think it is. Basically, it's the same Allen key that you use to do brake calipers. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, I'm going down. I just want to undo this using the spanner and the Allen key. So there's no tension on the spring now, so this is perfectly safe. It's just going to take a while, so I'll bring you back when I'm done. Right, now we've taken that top nut off, we can remove the mounting and the strut top bearing. That's the bump stop that came off with it. Now this is still basically like, treat it like an hand grenade. You need to carefully now back this off. The same as you put it on, 10 goes, 10 goes, 10 goes, so evenly till it comes off. And then we're going to get set up and put them on a new spring, which is going to be even worse because with this being broken, it's already shorter, under less tension. The new ones are going to be harder to get small enough. So I'm going to wind this off carefully, get the other spring sorted, and then we'll bring you back. Right, once you've got your springs compressed enough, pop on your bump stop and take your strut top bearing and your top piece, bang them on, and then we want to get this bolt on, and we want to get it on and done up nice and tight, and that was a 21mm. We do not want to release these spring clamps until this is tight. And it doesn't want to do up. So we're going to have to go back to the older swan neck spanner and Allen key. Awesome, this is going to be fun. You don't have to film this, John. Right, so there you have it. Spring all refitted, all nicely done up at the top. Strut top bearing, lovely jubbly. All ready to fit it back on the car now. Now, refitting is basically reversal of what you just did, so you shouldn't need my help there. So we're going to call it the end of the video there. Hopefully this has helped you out with fixing yours or whatever, or if you've got any questions or whatever, I try and answer as many comments as possible. So drop me a fucking a message or a comment or something if you're struggling or you're stuck, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. But yeah, this has been an absolute nightmare. It's taken me all day just to do 2 springs, and I'm about fed up, so I'm calling it a day. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. I've got some more videos coming up. I've got one with my new vehicle. I've got a wheel bearing to do on this same vehicle, but I'm not doing that today. Plenty of content coming anyway, so cheers.